All right, we got a new Champions Landing layout in the game for the 2024 MPO T-pads. Let's see first look at it. I'm taking the glide skip paradigm here off the first tee, get that turned over and try and keep it at the center of this fairway, get down there as far as I can. I'm running this eagle. Usually in multiplayer, I don't think I would. This is the same T-pad as the MPO. Whoa, weird little glitch there. Graphical glitch, nothing changed. As the MPO 2022 T-pads that we've been playing. So it's glide skip paradigm to fuse into the basket, taking that first early eagle. It's exciting to see what holes are going to be changing up here. Hole 2, this looks the same, but I recently learned this line from Dan, taking the glide skip or light glide flippy driver over the top of those trees. Usually there's a little bit more tailwind when I take that line, but this one gets me there just fine to be into backhand sapphire range to fly into the bottom of this basket for a birdie. Again, the same hole. I don't remember when it gets interesting. I think hole 3 already is a little bit different. At least hole 4, we're going to have some differences from the first look I had at them. But going into Champions Landing, hole 3 on the 2024 layout. Yeah, this is the same. So I'm going to take my glide water skip arrive. I like to go to the big gap with some hyzer on it. I feel like this is way more forgiving than trying to go straight at the basket with some flex on the glide roll rive, which is my previous play. Way out there, and look, I'm still here for an easy putt. Hole 4 is going to be different. I don't think this is any easier. It's really just different. I think the basket is just a little further to the right. There's a little more safe area inbounds on the left side. Let's go light glide paradigm, drive at it, get under the tree. Now I've got some foliage, so it's going to stop short. I think this is scary because we have less of a backdrop to stop that. In the old position, or the 2022 position, there's the wall behind it. But here, if you miss, which we thankfully didn't there's just a OB line to the right that the disc can just slide right past. Hole 5 is very much the same, if I remember correctly. I'm going to go glide water skip rive, just throw it up here to this, not really an island, but getting over that path gives you a good look in. This is one on the 2022 layout I've been running more with the glide skip paradigm. Let's get Harper on there. Glide skip paradigm to try and get into a throw-in range, but this one is not the wind for me to try to do that. I think it still push me too far off to the side. If I have a neutral wind or a helping wind, glide skip paradigm down the gut does that. Hole 6, this is, I think, again, the same. We have this tough headwind coming in. No big differences here. It's the glide skip sapphire. Give it a straight pullback. Beat it there in the putting or throwing range. I'm going to go forehand because of the 3 wind and just throw at that regular 60 feet of power that I would with a backhand. Moving to hole 7. Hole 7. Oh, man. Another one I'd want to run with the paradigm, but that wind just doesn't let me. So I'll take the safe sapphire play out to the first landing zone here. And it's probably a musket coming into the green. See how far? 316. Yeah, this is going to be a musket down there into the green for that birdie. Another hole that didn't change. There are some changes later on. I think there's some really interesting ones that make for some very exciting holes. I think I remember hole 10 is a really interesting, exciting looking hole. Moving to hole 8. Is this, I think, the same? I'm going to take the glide skip paradigm, taking the eagle play here, throw it low so that stays just straight in the middle of that tiny fairway. If you miss that, the miss is bad, but if you hit it, it's just right. And it gets you to be in range for sapphire coming into the green. So you just have to do one shot with a non-accurate disc. And then the sapphire gets you close enough, 127, to hopefully make this throw in. So about 130 power. See if I can get this there just right. No. Oh, okay. Well, just a little high. You can see it's definitely doable, though, with the sapphire coming in, especially have a little bit of tailwind. Hole 9, this is a tough wind push in, so I'm going to go glide skip rive. Normally this would be paradigm for me, but the wind is giving that all the turn that it needs. Got a little bit of a tree early on, but as long as I don't get pinched too far over here on the right, I'm going to have a nice around the left side forehand with a heavy hyzer to slide up here into a very reasonable throwing range. It's great being in the valley rather than in the real world because 97 feet isn't too scary, and I can sink it. In the real world on this course, you get 97 feet away, you're probably mostly laying up. There. Hole 10. I think this is an eagle run. This reminds me of an ENSO hole where you got to hit that just right. Thread the needle. Thread through. Oh, man. You see if it missed that, I was right up there for a nice looking eagle. Let's see if I can get the scramble out instead. Still got some bushes. Fell short. How far out am I here? 163. Let's see if I can save a 163 for this birdie. Yes! Saving that birdie. But you have a really tight line with a flippy skippy driver. If you can hit that, you're going to be there for probably mostly a tap-in eagle. Hole 11, I think, is brand new. That's glide skip arrive here for me, going against the wind. I don't remember this. I don't remember what the old hole 11 is. But I think it's a pretty easy one, actually. Just the glide skip or a glide water skip just for the ground play. Could get up there nicely for a birdie. Probably not much going to be going on there. I don't see a lot in the way. Hole 12 gives you the opportunity to take a backhand sapphire, low and at it. Another one, if the wind stays down, this is probably going to be a pretty straightforward hole every time you run into it. But if the wind gets high, like any of the holes on Emporia, that can get tricky. Hole 13, I think the play here is take your light glide and go straight at it. It's important to note you got to clear that wall and then get some distance. See the OB line there? And we're up here for a fairly easy eagle. Another one of the pretty easy eagle, except for the strong headwind. I'll have to play around with the strong headwind, see if a glide skip can get there. And like a 4 headwind. That might be the play to go around at a 4 headwind. 14, I think, is way easier because you get to go backhand. You're closer at the trees, or just shift it a little bit at least, so the trees are out of the way. And you get to take a flippy skippy driver up there on a backhand. Get, I think, probably even within 400 feet, 415. And so very easy to take the sapphire in. And then even so, this has been updated to be a par 5 rather than a par 4. So I think on this layout, instead of being a tough birdie, this becomes a pretty easy eagle. Interesting how the hole changes that much just with a slightly different tee pad position so that you can go backhand off the tee more comfortably. Hole 15 is the same with this big tailwind. I think sapphire will get there. Let's see if it pushes far enough. I think it will. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Get there. Like in the old layout or 2022 layout, just make sure you at least hit that island. If you don't hit that island, you're pretty much bogey at worst. It's a pretty long throw-in from the drop zone. It's going to be really tough to save. Got a pretty good round going here with this 3-wind. I'm going to take the glide roll rive really low and give it mostly a straight pullback. Drill this back wall. Perfect. I don't mess around with the sapphire skipping off. It's just something I feel like creates a lot of potential OB coming into play. Skipping off the front side of that green. There's certainly a play and some people are good at it. I'm just not really one of those people. Hole 17 is light glide or glide skip? Yeah, I'm going to go glide water skip. Let the wind do the pushing. And hopefully this stays in. Didn't quite turn enough. Stay. Okay, right on the line. Good. 452. I take off about 100 feet for this throw. So 352 and then the extra pushing wind makes this accurate roll sapphire. Gets me up there for a nice tap in for this birdie. Hole 18 coming up is a very exciting new hole. I think it's a lot of fun. You get to go off the tee here. Pretty much the same. I don't like this wind, but I'm going to try the cool play anyway. Accurate roll sapphire. Try and get right around the FPO tee pad a little bit in front would be nice. Would have liked to be a bit closer because the basket now is over here on this island. I think it's a glide water skip rive around. I know without the 2 headwind it does it. 2-1, come on, go, 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 go. Oh, man. Just short. So I'm going to have to get further off the tee to take that shot. But now I'm right on the edge. So I feel like the glide water skip should be able to make it this time. Should get there, and you see how it could be the eagle. If it didn't have the 2 headwind, this first shot would have gotten there. But it got pretty close. I think it may be the backhand off the tee in the future, and I'll have to play around with that one a bit more. Cool, so we are ending at minus 21 with several mistakes. So I think a lot of fun potential that is here on this layout. I think holes 10 and 18 are my new favorites on the 2024 layout. And I think we have DDO coming soon. So be practicing this and dial in your lines. I think we have the virtual DDO coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay bogey free.